for our chocolate cake, I've melted 100 grams of butter, which is 3.5 ounces. So while that's still hot and the pan's nice and hot, we're going to get our chocolate in so it can just melt with the residual heat. So we want 200 grams, 7 ounces of dark chocolate, so really good quality. I'm using a 70% cocoa solids chocolate submerged, and we can just set that to one side. So we'll leave that. Then we'll get our egg whites ready. So crack on the edge of a board or on wherever feels good. And then you just get your thumbnails in and just open it out like you're opening a book. And then you just want to let the white drip down in together, and then I'll put the whites in together. So while we're waiting for our chocolate to melt, I'm going to whisk our egg whites. We've got 4 egg whites in the bowl here. Just going to put in a little pinch of salt because that can help the foam form, and then get it on high speed and just let the mixer do its job. If you don't have a stand mixer like this, you could use a hand whisk. It just takes a bit longer, but you will get there eventually. So when you've got soft peaks forming, and what I mean by that is just when you scoop some up, it kind of has those lovely soft peaks. Then it's time to get our sugar in. So I've just got 100 grams of caster sugar here. I'm just going to sprinkle it in gently so that it you want it to dissolve in the egg white. Just mix it through and let it beat for a minute or so more. Just so should be melted by now in the time it takes for the egg whites to whisk. So we'll just stir our mixture gently just to combine the butter and the chocolate. And I've got a couple of tiny lumps there still that I haven't melted properly, but that's okay, you don't have to worry about it. It's not worth going to the hassle of putting it back on the stove and trying to get it to melt properly. So you can see that looks lovely and glossy. If you find that your chocolate mixture splits here, it means that your butter was too hot when you put the chocolate in, but it should come back together when you get the egg yolks in, so don't worry about it too much. So we've got our 4 egg yolks. Just mix the egg in. Got 100 grams of, I'm using almond meal, but you could use any ground nuts. Hazelnuts are lovely with chocolate, or pecans, but I just had almond meal in the cupboard, so that's 100 grams again. So just stir that in. Lovely. And then we're going to combine that in with our egg whites. So I usually just take a couple of tablespoons of, just a blob of egg white, and stir that into the chocolate mixture just to lighten it a bit. We're going to fold that together, and the idea here is to keep as much of the air in the mixture as possible, because that's going to make for a lighter, lovelier. Gently stir, and you're kind of doing a big scooping motion to lift. Mixture's pretty much combined. I don't worry about getting it absolutely homogeneous. Then we're going to put it in our cake tin. So this is just a 20 centimeter cake tin. It's got a base that you can remove, so I've just greased the sides and the base. But if you can't remove your base, make sure you line it with paper, otherwise you might have problems getting your cake out later, which is never a good thing. So then we're just going to carefully scoop our cake mixture in, ready for the oven. So I'm going to just bake it at 180°C. It's going to take about 20 minutes. Cake's been in the oven for 20 minutes, and I'm just going to test it, and you can see it started to crack, and when I press on it, it springs. It's quite springy, so it feels firm and it looks cooked, so that's good for me. If you don't have a fan forced oven, it'll probably take you an extra 5 or 10 minutes. So we're just going to let it to cool on a cake rack, and then it's ready to. So if you enjoyed this recipe, really encourage you to come on over and visit my blog. It's thestonesoup.com, and if you sign up for free email updates, you'll also get a video e-cookbook that's filled with recipes just like this one. So I hope to see you soon.